26 for the proverb of the day. I've kind of missed a couple of days reading it on here, but I wanted to come and make it a commitment today to do so. So let's start with Proverbs 26, verse 1. It says, "Honor is no more associated with fools than snow with summer or rain with harvest. Like a fluttering sparrow or a darting swallow, an undeserved curse will not land on its intended victim. Guide a horse with a whip, a donkey with a bridle, and a fool with a rod to his back. Don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are." This proverb kind of makes me laugh because verse 4 says that, and then you jump to verse 5, and then it says, "Be sure to answer the foolish arguments of fools, or they will become wise in their own estimation." Verse 6 says, in Proverbs 26, says, "A trusting a fool to convey a message is like cutting off one's feet or drinking poison." Man, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just think the Bible is so funny. Verse 7 says, "A proverb in the mouth of a fool is as useless as a paralyzed leg." Verse 8 says, "Honoring a fool is as foolish as tying a stone to a slingshot." Wow, I'm sensing a theme here for all of these. Proverbs 26, verse 9 says, "A proverb in the mouth of a fool is like a thorny branch brandished by a drunk." Going on to verse 10 says, "An employer who hires a fool or a bystander is like an archer who shoots at random. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness." Yes, yes, yes. That one I feel like is a pretty prominent proverb. That's verse 10 there. Or I'm sorry, that's verse 11. Verse 12 says, "There is more hope for fools than for people who think that they are wise." Going on to verse 13 says, "The lazy person claims there's a lion on the road." Yes, I'm sure there's a lion out there. See, sarcasm. Going on to verse 14 says, "As a door swings back and forth on its hinges, so the lazy person turns over in bed." Sometimes when I'm wanting to sleep, not because I need the rest, but because I'm trying to avoid other things, honestly, these proverbs will come to mind, and then I'm like, okay, yes, I need to get up and work. Because chapter 26, verse 15 says that lazy people take food in their mouth, or take food in their hand, but don't even lift it to their mouth. And if we go on to 16, it says, "Lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors." I'm sure we all can think of people who this applies to. 17 says, "Interfering in someone else's argument is as foolish as yanking a dog's ears." AKA, mind your business. Mind your business. Proverbs 26, verse 18 says, "Just as damaging as a madman shooting a deadly weapon is someone who lies to a friend and then says, 'I was only joking.'" Oh, I can't stand when people say that. "I was just joking." Well, you don't know comedy because we should both be laughing. Verse 20 says, "Fire goes out without wood, and quarrels disappear when gossip stops." Yes, yes, yes. And then, let's see, going on to verse 21, "A quarrelsome person starts fights as easily as hot embers light charcoal or fire lights wood." 22 says, "Rumors are dainty morsels that sink deep into one's heart." Going on to 23, "Smooth words may hide a wicked heart, just as a pretty glaze covers a clay pot. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you." 25 says, "They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils." Oh man, that's a good one for leaning on discernment. Chapter 26, verse 26 says, "While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public." This right here is proof to just let God handle your vengeance. Verse 27 says that if you set a trap for others, you will get caught in it yourself. If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you instead. So don't repay evil for evil, my friends. And last but not least, verse 28 says, "A lying tongue hates its victim, and flattering words cause ruin." So that was Proverbs 26, my friends. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. My movie premieres today, so I'm pretty stoked. I'm having a pretty great day today. I enjoy all of you. I'm so happy you're here. Yeah, go in peace. Go in love. Spread the gospel. Bye, friends.